Hello, and welcome back to Team 39 Rhapsody. As usual, I am Tanishu, and I will be your host for today's episode. Today we will be going over Sword of the Nation Bastion, the new Bastion Accord deck. It's a really good deck, and also a really fun deck, as well as being a great upgrade for Bastion since his poor performances in the past few seasons. So, what does he do? Well, Sword of the Nation Bastion says Continuous Vanguard Circle. This unit is also regarded as Apex Ruler Bastion. This is the original Grade 3 Bastion, which means yes, you can Persona Ride on him. Then, Continuous Vanguard Circle. All your Grade 3 or greater front row rear guards cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects and get power plus 5k, active on the opponent's turn 2. This is really good because as you are able to use more Grade 2s and Grade 1s in the new Bastion deck, the best option is still to stick with mostly Grade 3s, and thus you'll have 18k Grade 3s on your turn and your opponent's turn, making them better attackers and hard for your opponent to guard. And what's also nice about this is with Gandiva being more prominent, you can also prevent Gandiva from retiring your rear guards, although they will gain draws. However, this greatly benefits you in maintaining rears. And then its big skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. At the end of the battle of this unit attack, choose one of your units Grade 3 or less, stand it, and if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, it gets the skill Auto Rearguard Circle once per turn when this unit attacks. Cost, Counterblast 1, and discard a card with Bastion, its card name from your hand, and that card performs drive checks until the end of battle. So, this is really good, as it means that you can swing a Grade 3 rear first, swing Bastion Accord, you can stand the Grade 3 rear for free, and then, if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, you can, when that rearguard swings, Counterblast 1 and discard a Bastion to give it drive check. So this means, as you're playing a mostly Grade 3 deck, you're getting 4 drive checks a turn. This is really good, as for the cost of Counterblast 1 and discard 1, it is a huge plus. Moving on to his new support, the main support that's worthwhile is Grandeur Edge Dragon. Continuous hand, when a Grade 3 card would be revealed from your hand for the cost of your card's ability, this card may be regarded as revealing 2 cards. This is purposefully to use Bastion's Ridewine. Bastion's Ridewine forces you to reveal X amount of Grade 3 cards from your hand as cost for the skills, and with this card being regarded as 2 cards, this means that on your Grade 2 ride-up, you only have to reveal 1 card, which being Grandeur Edge Dragon, or on your Grade 3 ride-up, 2 cards, one being Grandeur Edge Dragon and the other being another Grade 3. Grandeur Edge also has the skill that Continuous Rearguard Circle. If you have a Vanguard with Bastion in its card name, this unit gets power plus 10k and shield plus 10k. This is once again also active on your opponent's turn. This support is similar to what we've been seeing in Bruce, with units getting shield and power for free, and is really good as this means Grandeur Edge on his own is 23k, and if you leave him in hand or you draw into him, you can also use him as a 10k guard on your opponent's turn. Bastion, of course, has a little shield due to its high Grade 3 count, so this is a great benefit to the deck. Moving on from him, we will go over my deck list for new Bastion Accord. This is simply the list I've been using based off my own testing and the results from numerous WGPs and deluxe events that have been happening. We, of course, are running the 4 Alden. Alden is a set 1 card that is still amazing for Bastion. Simply Counterblast 2 and Soul Blast 1, call a Grade 3 and draw 2 cards. Then each time he swings, he gets 5k power. Alden is still a great card, and drawing 2 is a great benefit. We are also playing Form Up Ochos and Knights. While this set order was not seen that much in Bastion Prime, Bastion Accord greatly benefits off this, as not only does it give plus 5k to a unit you're choosing, it also draws you a card and allows Bastion Accord to have 3 drive checks. This is really important, as in some matchups, you'll need that extra drive to get to your Bastion cost for Bastion Accord skill, or simply to have more cards in hand. Then we have Bastion Prime himself. Whether you play Bastion Prime or Apex Rear Bastion is up to you. I choose Bastion Prime because Bastion Prime is good for finishing games, considering that you hit the Grade 3 restriction. If you don't, then you usually just want to use him as discard fodder. To be very frank with you, usually I just Persona Ride Bastion Accord and use him as discard fodder rather than riding into him, as many turns the Persona Ride is much better than trying to hope that you get his skill off. Next up, we have 2 Rondalia. Rondalia is a unit that can be put into Soul to give all your grade 3 boost for the turn, then Soul Blasted by her own skill to choose one of your grade 3s and give them boost. Now, Rondalia is a very good card, and the only reason I really play her over Dark Strain, which is up to your personal preference, is because she gets herself off the board. Speaking of Dark Strain is the one alternative I would run to the 2 Rondalia. This is because Dark Strain's skill is Soul Blast 2 to give all your grade 3 reds boost as long as you have 3 or more grade 3 units, which is really easy to fill as we gain plenty of soul due to a Sapient Owl, and will stay on the board, making sure that as long as it doesn't get retired, you can keep reusing its skill as many turns as you like. Next up, we have the Evergreen Transfer, the 1 Regalis piece. Basically Soul Blast 1 to have 25k shield, and is the OT counter. Why this is nice is because Bastion's the shield is a deck with mainly grade 3s and not much shield, meaning any shield is really appreciated. The only alternative to this I would play is the new 4-bit Surrogate, which is searches your deck or drop for a total of 2 grade 3 or 4 unit cards with different card names, reveal them, call any of the grade 3 cards, and put all the grade 4s to your hand. If you search the deck, shuffle the deck. This card is obviously very good in Bastion, as it allows you to either A, add any grade 3 unit, any 2 different name grade 3 units you want, or B, add 1 grade 3 unit that you need, and likely Bastion Prime, to use as discard fodder. However, as you may only have 1 Regalis piece in your deck, I have found that the Transfer helps me a lot more. Of course, as stated before, we are clearly going to play 4 Grandeur Edge due to its amazing skill, and 4 Bastion Accord, because we want to Persona Ride and have Bastions to use for his own cost. We're of course playing 4 PGs. One of these could be put as Sanctitude, however, I simply wanted to put what I will be playing in the physical TCG, which will be 4 PGs. Of course, we have 4 of the Sapient Owl promo. While we are unsure of when EN will get this, in JP, this card costs about $40 right now, and is relatively difficult to get due to its high price and high want for any Bastion deck. However, it is still a really good card, as when placed, well, first of all, on rear, hand, and deck, it counts as a grade 3, as it gets +2 grade, and +2k on your turn only. And it also, when called, allows you to choose a grade 3 or greater card from your drop, put it into your soul, then your Vanguard gets +5k. However, if that grade 3 card was a Bastion, then if you have not countercharged that turn, you can countercharge 1. This is really amazing, as it allows Bastion countercharge from its heavy cost of itself and Alden and form up, allowing you to have CC and soul and a bit of power. Finally, we of course are playing the Bastion Ride line. Our trigger lineup is 8 crit, 4 heal, 3 draw, and 1 blue OT. For some context, here is a list by Benjamin Soon, who recently won Singapore's WGP with Bastion Accord. It was a long 9-round Swiss, of course playing against Orphist, Jet, Zorga, Gandiva, and Mushi King in his matchups. Many meta decks that he all won against. He unfortunately did lose to Bruce in round 2. However, if you check his comments, it's because he got 2 crit, and to be honest, there's not much you can do about that. However, if we look at his list, it is very interesting. Many 2-ofs and 1-ofs that you may not suspect, such as the 1 draw 2 front, or even the 1 Lagriel and the 1 Bastion PR that allows you to ride up onto grade 4 Bastion during your main phase. The reason this card is actually very funny is recently I realized that you can Persona Ride over Bastion Accord using Bastion Accord, then use this card to go into Bastion Prime, allowing you to have Persona Ride on a grade 4 basically, which allows you to swing for even bigger numbers, and if you hit that grade 3, hit your opponent really hard. The 1 Lagriel is of course an interesting choice. Lagriel is a good card, but he's kind of a all-in card, so I believe he either used this as a finisher or didn't use it much at all. we can see here he chose to play the 4-bit surrogate to add 2 different named grade 3s, or a grade 3 and a grade 4, to his hand. As it's always a plus card, it's always nice to have. And he is running the Keter OT. The reason I don't run the Keter OT is because sometimes the Keter OT comes into conflict with Bastion's own skill. While yes, you would plus another 2 and get the 100 million because it would give the other rearguard drive checks as you're swinging for 1 rearguard first, or it may save you a counterblast and a Bastion from using his skill. I find that simply having another crit and the hand recursion from the drop is a tiny bit more to my liking than the Keter OT. However, to each his own, and clearly by his matchups and his top, it worked plenty well for him. Thank you for watching this deck analysis of Bastion Accord. I do actually have Bastion Accord, however I'm waiting on a few cards, being the Sapien Owl, and we'll make a deck profile on it in the future, going into a little more description of my thought process and how I play the deck, along with, if I can fit in the video, some combos and a mulligan. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.